Hello YouTube, this is Retta. Sorry about yesterday. I got interrupted by the phone, but my sister called yesterday and she got me out the house. I'm kind of like a hermit sometimes. My illnesses and stuff kind of keep me in the house sometimes, and I become a hermit, and she kind of forces me out. So so we went out yesterday. By the way, good morning everybody. It's early, and this is Retta. So we went out yesterday with her mother-in-law, and I love that lady so much. Her mother-in-law treats me like I'm her daughter-in-law too. So it was good spending time with them, and we took her grocery shopping at Walmart. And you guys, if you're from my Intuitive Reddit channel, you guys know I'm not really into Walmart and stuff, but you know, the older generation loves Walmart, so we took her there so she can go grocery shopping, and I picked up a couple of things there. So I'm just going to show before I start working on my portrait here. I got some of these. I needed some more. I don't know what they do. They're like bobby pins. So I got some bendy clips. I lose them. You know how you put them down and then you never see them again. They're like freaking hair ties and bobby pins. You know, you don't know where they go. They just disappear. So I bought some more of them. And then I had a bright idea. So I know I'm looking for a big under the desk mat that you would use for a chair to protect your hardwood floors to put on top of the table. But while I was out there, I wanted something smaller because you see right here I'm working in my living room. And then I want to work on my dining room table too. And my dining room table, you know, is nice. So I wanted to get something to put on there for now. So when I want to work downstairs and not be stuck in the room. I think once I get the room, my art room kind of set up and really pretty and have all these shelves and stuff like I see on YouTube, all these people's art rooms are gorgeous. Mine doesn't look like that. So, you know, I go in there and do work, but it's not like gets my, you know, I kind of feel like I'm removed from the family a little bit when I'm stuck in there. And I like to be downstairs more. So this is what I got. These are, this is, you know, the shelf liners. It's a shelf liner, and it was only like $5, and it's pretty thick. Look, it has a lot, not thick, but it has a lot to use. And it has two, you know, it has a little textured side a little bit, and then it has a smooth side, and you can cut it. So I'm thinking, and it's waterproof. It's kind of like, I don't know if this is plastic. It's heavy duty. I don't know if this is Contact. It says Contact brand, but it was $5. And this is 18, what's it, 18, 20, what the heck does that say? It's 18 inches by 4 feet. So that's pretty big. And then you can cut this, and it's a pretty good size. You can cut this. I know you can't see it very well. You can cut this, and like my little table, because I have a nice little coffee table in the living room that's granite and wood, and you know, to do watercolors and stuff. I wouldn't do oils, or I could do acrylics down here, but I wouldn't do oils. I make a mess with oils. But you see, you can cut this, so I could cut this and kind of like put two nice big sheets of this down, and it will cover my whole table. And it's you can wash it, you can wash, you know, wipe it down, and if you spill something on it, so it will protect your table, and you can lift it up and reuse it, you know, and you can just use it for, you know, you can make it bigger than, you know, say a little mat. You know how sometimes people use like a little placemat, you know, those plastic placemats or something. This is bigger, and you can cut it. So for $5, and it's really, really good. So you'll see me use this. When I do use this, when we do our watercolors, you'll see it. So I got that. And then, of course, you know, my sister took me out to eat because she's a sweetie. And we went to Michael's. And I only had a little bit of funds. So I ended up getting this Jane Davenport watercolor. I was really going to Michael's to see if they had the Glitz palette from Jane Davenport. They didn't. So I got this because they were on sale, and then you had the 20% off. So I got this, and this is nice. A little journal. And then I got these, which were like $2, and they're paint over pens, and they're, you know, so you can, you know, paint over either your acrylics or watercolors, and they give you 2 whites and stuff. So I got that. So that wasn't too bad. So it was like $13 for these 2 things. And then my sister, we went to Hobby Lobby because I happened to see a guy doing watercolors. Sorry if I'm moving stuff. And I'm about to blend this little area that I did yesterday. I'm looking for the softer one so I can blend this down here a little bit. Hopefully you can see everything. So, because I also want to make the under the lip a little darker too. So I gotta find a get that off. So we went to Hobby Lobby, and I know Hobby Lobby gets a bad rap, but it's so nice in there. And they had the book. It's a homemade book that he showed on his pages, a homemade watercolor book, and the pages are like torn, you know, like torn pages, so it's not perfect and looks so handmade, and they're pretty expensive. So my sister was complaining because I guess she already bought me something for Christmas, but she says I change hobbies way too much. She's like, oh my god, you change hobbies all the time. She's like, I can't keep up. And I guess she had bought me something, and she's like, oh, I just bought you something, and I'm not even sure if you'll even, you know, like it anymore. So she's like, I'm not even sure if you'll like it anymore. So she said, I don't know what it is. She wouldn't tell me. So she bought me that book. And I thought, I was so excited. I mean, it had 40% off at Hobby Lobby. So I think the book was like $60. But it's beautiful. I can't wait to show you. And she's like, so she got me the book. And I thought I was going to be able to get it. No, she took it, and she said I can't get it until Christmas. So you'll see it when I get it, and I'm going to dedicate that book for my tarot deck. So with my ideas, it's going to be my tarot deck type of, you guys know I'm not into no like journal or anything, but it's just going to be like my research. I don't know what I'm doing there. Let me leave that alone for now. It's going to be kind of like my research and stuff for my journal. I mean, for my tarot. So it's going to have like, you know, artwork that I'm going to start doing and putting together. And like, you know, before I put it on either oil or pastels. I don't know what how I'm going to do the medium for my tarot deck. But, I want to bring this down some right here. So, yeah, that's what, so that's what I'm going to use that book for, just for my tarot deck. I'm so excited to get it. And then my son, oh, I feel so bad for him. He's going through some growing pains right now. But he bought me some supplies, you know, a couple of little supplies he let me pick out. So I'm excited for when they get here. So when they get here, I'll show you those supplies. And So I'm excited for them for when they get here. I really want this darker. So I'm trying to figure out how did I make this, because there's a shadow in here. So I want this kind of darker because there's a shadow in here. That's not, how did I make that darker? I'm going to try to blend these in there because I want that darker in there. So what we're going to do is try to now go over here a little bit. I know I kind of blended that in there, but then I want to put this like that. So there's like a distinction of her. Maybe like that. Don't mind me, I'm trying to figure this out. So I'm going to try to make that darker somehow. So, just want this. I want actually this side darker than that side because it's like a and I want some texture in there. I want this side darker, and then I'll put some. You want this side darker because the dark, it's like a shadow going there. So hopefully, I'm gonna put some black in there too in a minute. And try to lighten this up and put some texture for his fur coat. Okay, I did try to put some white highlights, but I'm trying to get this eyes down a little bit, so there's still some lightness in here. So I'm trying to get this lightness. I know there's a little bit of lightness in here. See, sometimes, like, they have this brand in the square ones that you can break. These ones I wouldn't recommend breaking because they're thick and clunky, and I think you'll lose a lot of product. I mean, you can, but I don't recommend you breaking these ones. But they do have, like, the square, ones where they're easier to break, and I really want them. So those are on my wish list, too. The square ones of these, so you can get into the small areas, because sometimes this thing is so big it's hard to get into the small areas. So up here, oh dang, I'm gonna have to bring that over a little bit, see, because there is some, but you want some kind of flesh color up here. So I'll fix that. And then this is a little bit lighter right here. Just put a little bit in there. And I'll blend that in. Try to lighten this up a little bit. And then there's some lightness up in here. And then there's some lightness in here to kind of, So hopefully this picture cheers him up. Yeah, he's going through, he's teaching his first year, and he loves teaching. But I think, the politics, I think, some kids are idealists, and they think, his main goal was that he wanted to, teach and then become like a principal and stuff like that. And because his goal was to, change the system and make it easier to teach and stuff like that. And he's kind of realizing right now that, you know, the system's been in place for a long time, and it's not easily changed, you know? So I feel bad for him. So how is you guys doing? Today is Sunday. What I was talking about yesterday, I want to get in there some more. What I was talking about yesterday about when I was talking about like the earth signs and the air signs. I want to put this up in here. Like I'm a look at that. See what I did? I put my hand right in there. Oh, I'm a so I'm a Virgo. I'm an earth sign, and I've asked some other creative people what sign they are, and it's kind of, and I still kind of I have my working theory that it's kind of hard for us that are air signs and earth signs to get whimsical, and I think our imagination, it's harder for us to tune into our imagination. Um, I know it's harder for me to tune into my imagination. I think I'm better. Let me see what color I want to use. I think I'm better. You know, I can. Oh, that's not the color I wanted. I can like copy a photo. Awesome. You know, I'm one of the people that can take a photo and copy it. But to, you know, come up with ideas and stuff off the top of my head, that's two. I want a lighter color. It's kind of hard for me. It really is kind of hard for me to come up with, you know, like to paint a subject off the top of my head. It's kind of hard. So, like I could take a photograph and do this, but to do like whimsical and like come up with something off the top of my head, it's really, really hard for me. So that's what I'm going to work on, like with the watercolors, trying to be a little bit more whimsical, you know, and try to connect with my imagination, because I'm so deeply rooted in the physical, and I think that's a lot of which one is the I have a smaller one. What did I do with my other? Let's see. Let me get the smaller one. So I'm so deeply rooted in I want to smudge this in here. I'm so deeply rooted in like the physical, and that's fine. You know, some people we just think. Like I think the swords, the air sign, you know, we think so much. The perfect signs, I believe, for like whimsical and like they would love like watercolors and connect well with it would be like the cups. The cups. They have so much imagination and they have so much imagination. And then also I was thinking of like fire signs because they're so passionate. You know, they allow their passions to, you know, kind of, you know, where is my big blender? They let their passions rule, not so much their mind. Whereas, you know, we Virgos or earth signs and swords, you know, we think a lot. We plan, you know, Virgos are wanting perfection, and then, you know, the air signs, they're so focused on the thought of whatever they're created in their mind, so they're kind of a perfectionist too. So it's kind of harder for us to I really see. I went deep in here too hard earlier. Shoot, with I just wanted to lighten that up a little bit because I had a brighter color. I'm trying to see what I can do in here to brighten that up a little bit. This might be too light, but I want to put this in here to kind of lighten this area up. I did around his eye a little bit to try to lighten that up. I don't want it too light, but I want it enough to, like, I think I pushed too hard right there with my colored pencils. Oh my god, it's already 20 minutes in. So, and I think this thing kind of cuts off. So, here we go. I want to get this done today. I really, really do. Yeah, I did. I kind of went too hard in here with a colored pencil. I did. I want to kind of, I just want a little bit of that. I went too kind of hard in there with the colored pencil trying to, and I don't want to use the fixative because it's gonna, you know, the fixative, because it's just gonna be, yeah, I went too hard, shoot, with, the colored pencil. I kind of made an indentation in there. So I wanted to kind of lighten that up a little bit because, and then he has some right there. Oh, is this other color? Like right in here is kind of light for him. Okay. So. There we go. Because he had kind of like a black eye going on there. But I really, you got to be careful. Learn another mistake. Be careful how hard you push on them, with the darker color right here. Be careful of how much you push on the colored pencils. I think I kind of pushed a little bit too hard. So it kind of leaves a mark on your and I want this more square. It kind of leaves a mark on your, like an indentation if you push too hard. So just be wary of that. So I'm kind of whitening some of these areas in here. And I'll blend them in. I know it's not necessarily the right color, but I just want to lighten it and then build up on that. See, because he had so many, I didn't want his eyes so, you know, his eyes was a little bit too dark. He was looking like he ain't sleeping a while. And that's one of the things, he's not sleeping. I feel so bad for him. I mean, he just loves the kids. And even on his off time, he's going to their birthday parties and stuff. And it's so sad when you see a kids, you know, they have all this passion and, you know, they want to change the world, and then they realize that they're only one person, you know, and the world's not ready to change with them, you know, so it's kind of sad in that aspect. So you see, I'm trying to lighten up and bring some focus out of the eyes. I also want to darken up underneath this lip a little bit. So this area needs to be really, really dark there. I know I didn't want to use black, but I told you my palette is very limited, so I gotta work with what I got here. So, because you want that lip to kind of look like it's coming up and out a little bit, so, and we need as much help. Poor boy has my lips. I don't have any lips. I'm always trying to darken up my lips somehow. So I'm going to turn this off. This is 25 minutes, and then I'm going to restart it. Okay, so this will be part 2.